This is the OmniArchive training video on the user interface. OmniArchive requires an active network connection to run. When you first turn on your computer, OmniArchive will start automatically. If you have an internet connection, OmniArchive will update automatically. Then the program will begin and you will be brought to this screen. On the main screen, you can see your local IP address, your port number, and the AE title of OmniArchive. You can also stop and start certain services on this screen. OmniArchive has a built-in backup function that allows you to export all the images on the server to either a network path or an external hard drive. You can select the destination by clicking Browse and selecting the destination. Once the destination has been selected, you can start the backup process manually. If it's the first time that you're running a backup, you'll click Full Backup. This will back up all of the images in the archive to the destination selected. If you've already done a full backup and would like to append the backup with the latest images received by the archive since the last backup, you click Append Backup. You can also automate this process by checking one of the boxes. You can select to back up the images every 10 minutes or any other time that you would like 30 minutes. Or you can choose to back up all the images at a certain time. Once you'd like to apply the schedule, click Apply Schedule Change. From now on, the server is configured to back up all new images every 30 minutes. After you've changed the schedule or the destination, it's always a good idea to click Full Backup the first time. On the next screen of OmniArchive, Dicom Server, you can view all incoming server connections. The top screen will display all the incoming connections, and the bottom screen will describe the archiving process. The next tab in OmniArchive will display all the query and retrieve sessions. If you're using OmniView, these connections will not show up on this tab because OmniView uses a different method for connecting to the server other than query and retrieve. Query and retrieve is mainly for third-party viewers that wish to access images on the server. On the next OmniArchive screen, you'll see the Dicom Router tab. This information displays all the images that are auto-routed to the destination selected in the configuration screen. As images are received, depending on your settings, the images will be routed to that destination and the log for it will show up here. The error log consolidates all the error messages from OmniArchive onto this screen. You can save it as a log file by clicking Save As and selecting the destination where to save it. The final configuration screen of OmniArchive will tell you information about the OmniArchive and allow you to change settings. Before you change any of the settings, you have to click Modify. This will shut down all the services of OmniArchive. From the local screen, you can add users to the OmniView. These are username and passwords that are displayed on the login screen on OmniView. You can configure new usernames and passwords and assign privileges to them. The next section on the configuration screen, Dicom Storage Server, will allow you to change the AE title or the port of the server. You can also choose to store the images in its original compression, uncompressed, or lossless JPEG. The default is lossless JPEG. By default, OmniArchive will only import images with a .dcm file extension. Some modalities send Dicom files without an extension. This can include images from a CD generated by a third-party viewer. To import such images that do not contain the .dcm format, select Checked All File Extensions for Dicom. The next section, Enable Dicom Router, can be enabled or disabled by checking the box. OmniArchive only supports one auto-routing destination. You can enter the AE title, the port, and the IP address for it here. You can also set up a time to retry sending the images in case they fail to send. You can also defer sending images by checking this box here and selecting the time at which you would like to send the images. The next section, Dicom Q&R Server, are mainly used for third-party Dicom viewers. To configure a third-party viewer, you enter the AE title, the port, and the IP address. You can also add a description. When you've entered that information, click Add. Once you're done making all the changes to the configuration screen, click Save and Start to start the service again. OmniArchive also supports the ability to import images from other sources, simply by dragging and dropping it into a certain directory. I've inserted a CD containing Dicom files and other files. To import these Dicom images, I click on Start and My Computer. Right-click on the CD-ROM drive and click Explore. There are a lot of files on this CD, a lot of files that we don't need. It doesn't matter when you're using OmniArchive. What we can do is we can select all the files, copy, and navigate to the OmniArchive folder. Under the C drive, Program Files, Genesis Digital Imaging, OmniArchive, and go to the Dicom In folder. From here we paste our selection from the CD, and it'll copy all the files from the CD to this directory. OmniArchive will automatically sort through all of these files and import all the Dicom images. This concludes the OmniArchive training video on the user interface.